Hello everyone, my name is Eliza Volk and I am here to offer you a 90-minute yoga class called Align with the Divine. This is a class on our foundation and our foundational alignment, and then building the postures, building our strength and stability from there. So I called this class Root to Rise. That it's important that we get our foundation, our structure, our stability strong and aligned, and from that place we build, we grow, we expand. So we start the class with some slower asanas to allow the fascia to unravel and unwind, slowly yet gently opening parts of our body. And then from there we'll move into some I don't want to say fast movement. It's not a fast class. We're still going to move slowly, but we'll start to move more quickly in asanas. But we begin slow to open the fascia, and then from there we start to rise and build the energy up and onwards. So for now, please find a comfortable seat. I suggest that you sit up on something so that your hips are higher than your knees. That's a key alignment to easily sit with your spine straight. When our knees are higher than our hips, it's quite easy to slouch like this. So even just a folded blanket, a pillow, or a block, like I'm sitting on, to give your hips a lift higher than the knees, and just notice how much easier it is to sit straight. So I'll give you a moment to get comfortable. And then from there, go ahead and actually take your flesh from under your seat and roll it out and out on both sides, so your sit bones are more connected to the pillow or the floor beneath you. You're actually widening your seat. Just notice how that changes things. So you're rolling your glutes out, your thighs in, and then sitting from there. Now go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Open your mouth as you exhale. Just take a minute or two here to just sit well, quietly. You can bring your awareness into your breath, or just take this time to be still and settle into your seat. Take note of the space around you, the quiet in the room, or if there's noises, just being aware that that's there, separate from you. And now do bring your awareness into your breath. So just a gentle noticing of the inhale, expanding, and the exhale drawing in. A gentle awareness of how the breath moves your body from this place of stillness. Bring your awareness further into your breath. Noticing the inhale, feeling the exhale. It's like waves of the ocean moving through your body, and your mind is paying attention to this. ahead and take a big breath in, expanding your torso and your heart with the inhale even further. And when you exhale, letting it all out, perhaps you open your mouth, let out a sigh, maybe move your jaw around. And let's take one more breath like that, a big inhale. And exhale fully. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I'd like you to envision roots growing down through your sit bones and down through the parts of your legs, your feet that touch the earth. So any part of your body that's touching the floor, the pillow beneath you, the earth, essentially. Imagine that those points of contact have roots growing down, 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 all the way to the core of the earth. And when they grow down there, they wrap themselves around the core of the earth. So you feel structure, stability, strength. There's a rooted and grounded connection to the earth, to the place beneath you where you're touching. Gravity between your body and the earth grounds you here. And keeping that rooted connection with the core of the planet, when you inhale, gently lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head, so through the center of your head. And when you exhale, draw the energy down your spine through the roots to the core of the earth. Good. Again, when you inhale, lengthen your spine, open through the crown of your head, and open to something bigger, more expansive than just ourselves. And when you exhale, draw this energy down through your crown, through your spine, through the roots, into the earth. Good. Again, follow this visualization. Inhale, up, lengthen, open and expand. And exhale, draw it in with strength and a grounded connection. A few more breaths here. Good. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart center. So the heart is where we mix the energies of that grounded, rooted connection and that higher, expansive energy. It can blend right in the center of our heart. So again, today's practice will be about getting into the body, of course, building that foundation, that basic alignment, and then expanding from there. So when we're grounded and we're connected with our body, our mind and these higher levels of consciousness can fall into alignment because we're in our body, we're grounded. It's so easy for the mind to go off on its own train of thought, on its own course of action. Yet if we keep ourselves connected and open and strong in our body, then those thoughts that come in are more grounded and aligned with our true path. So go ahead and set your intention for this practice. It can be aligned with what I just said. Perhaps you have something else In your heart, set your intention. Bow your chin to your chest and release your hands down onto your thighs. Gently open your eyes, drawing in the light of the room. And we'll go ahead and get started on our back, so you can remove whatever you're sitting on. And come onto your back. Take your feet together, your knees apart for reclined butterfly. And we'll be here for a few minutes to allow the fascia on the inside of our legs to open and unravel. Here you can bring in that visualization of the roots connecting you with the core of the earth. They're on your back, they're on your bottom, they're on the sides of your feet that touch the floor. So anything that's touching the floor has these roots connecting you to the earth. And then your breath gently lifts and expands your heart towards the sky. If you'd like to place support under your knees, you can put some pillows or blocks under your legs to give a bit of support. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. Gently opening and unraveling the fascia in our inner thighs here. Bringing your awareness back into your breath. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. Good. And as you're ready, go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. And then bend your right knee, lift your leg. Left hand to the right foot, bring it across your body into a twist. The right hand faces up towards the sky to open your shoulder. As we rest here into the twist, again, we'll be here. These first few postures, we're in it just for a little bit to start to unwind, get grounded, and open. Okay, let's bring it back to the center. Extend your leg out on the floor in front of you. Bend your left leg, right hand to the left knee, and bring it across your body, second side with the twist. So a couple more breaths here. Good, and let's come back to center, lower your leg down. And then lift your right leg up. We'll do some circles with the hips. So I like to pretend that there's a crayon on the tip of my knee, and the knee is drawing circles on the ceiling, and that actually makes the hip joint get some nice, big, juicy movements here. So switch directions with the circles. And then with the knee, you can straighten and bend your leg, and then circle the ankle, so that'll get the knee joint moving here, go in both directions, and then we move it up into the ankle. So for this, it's the crayon is on the tip of the toe, drawing these circles, and the ankle gets the movement, go in both directions here. Nice, straighten your leg and give a nice shake. Let the energy descend and disperse, and then hold the outside of your right foot with your right hand for half happy baby. Now in this position, the left thigh, pretend there's a sandbag on top of it and it's pressing your thigh bone back to the earth. The tendency is that it lifts here, so just work it back. Even if it doesn't move very much, energetically envision a nice heavy sandbag on your thigh, pushing it back. Good, go ahead and hug your right knee into your chest. Nice, tight, grounded squeeze here. And then extend your leg out. Take a moment, just feel the difference in your two sides. And lift your left leg. Draw the circles. So the knee draws circles on the ceiling and the hip gets this nice, big, juicy movement here. Go ahead and change directions. Good, let's come into the knee so you can flex and extend your leg. First opening the knee joint that way, and then do some circles with your ankle so that the knee gets this movement. It's okay if it's not perfect circles. We're just kind of opening up the joints here. And then we do the same thing with the ankle. Draw the circles with your toe so that your ankle gets the circles, both directions. Straighten your leg. You can keep a bend in it too, a little bend, and then shake. And then left hand to the left foot. Half happy baby. Again, this time that sandbag, whether you actually have one or we're just imagining that it's going to be pressing your right thigh bone back to the earth. And hug your knee into your chest. Nice tight squeeze. Very nice. And extend your leg out. Take a big breath here. Notice how your two sides are feeling. And then if you have a strap nearby, you can use that. You might not need a strap, and I can give you some variations as well. We're going to lift up the right leg. I can hold between my toes. That can be a lot. So this is where you could put a strap on the bottom of your foot and just hold this way. You could also just hold behind your leg. If you don't have a strap, you can throw over like a t-shirt or something just to extend your arms. So we're going to straighten the leg. Now careful, you don't need to straighten and pull it back too much. This is one of our first hamstring stretches of the class. But we do want to start to open up the fascia along the back of our leg. Same principle, our left thigh bone works towards the floor. So same thing, it might start to pop up. Just work it back to the earth. Couple more breaths here, and we'll do some variations. Okay, keep your left thigh bone pressing down towards the floor, and then you're going to open up your right leg. We're still stretching the fascia in our hamstrings. It's just a different position, kind of gets into some different places there. Bring your right leg out to the side, out to the right. Again, this posture, we're rooting our left thigh bone to the earth. All of these positions, we're rooting it back down. Okay, one more big breath here. And bring it up through center. You can bend your knee as you bring it back up. That's fine. Then switch hands. So left hand to the outside of your right foot, or you're going to be holding the strap. And then bring it across your side body. So it's a twist and also a stretch to the outside of our right leg. Very nice. All right, bend the knee, come back to center. One breath here with half happy baby. Draw your foot in, your leg in, good, and extend it out on the floor. Again, this is a great posture to just check in with the difference of your two sides. A little bit of movement can go a long way. Bend your left knee. Place the strap on the bottom of your foot, or just hold your foot or hold your leg. Straighten out your leg towards the sky. Root your right thigh bone back to the earth. So there's a sandbag or someone pressing it down. It might not really move that much, but just envision it rooting back to the earth. Very effective way to stretch the hamstrings here. Let's go ahead, take your left foot, your left hand out to the left. Root your right thigh bone back. We'll hang out here. One more breath. And then little bend as you bring your leg up through the center. Switch hands, right hand to the outside of your left foot or onto the strap, and bring it across your body into a twist. Okay, one more big breath here. And then bend your knee as you come up through the center. Again, take a breath in half happy baby. Pull your foot down. And exhale, lower your leg out to the side. Simply feel your body. Some nice opening postures here. Go ahead, roll over onto your belly. We're going to open up the shoulders and then get moving a bit. So take your hands onto the floor in cactus arms. So 90-degree between your shoulder and elbow and wrist. Come up on your right fingertips and spider hands, and you're going to use this as a lever to push yourself over to the left side. So my right leg is also lifting. It might float up here. If you can place the toes on the floor behind you, go ahead and do that. But you're going to feel the stretch in the front of your left shoulder. Again, we'll hang out here, opening the fascia. The front of our shoulders and our chest, it can get really, really tight. Good. This is another one we're going to hang out in so that it really starts to open and unravel here. You can play with the position of your left arm a little bit. If it makes sense to walk it forward or bring it back. Just wherever you start to feel a nice opening in the front of that shoulder. All right, let's roll on out of that. Come back to center, and we switch sides. Come up with your left fingertips and spider hands, and roll yourself over to the right. Again, this is where you could walk your hand up or back a little bit to change the position and get the best stretch possible for your right shoulder. Okay. Good. Let's slowly roll on out. Interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and lift your chest up into a cobra. Reach your arms back. Good. Then place your hands on the floor and come up into a seated position. We're going to start to move a little bit more now that we've opened up some fascia, back of our legs, front of our shoulders. So let's go ahead and circle the torso as you inhale, bring your chest forward, exhale, round your back body. And you can really exaggerate these movements here. So make them get nice big circles. When you come forward, your chest comes forward, the shoulders are back, and when we round, we're bringing our back body, our heart, behind us. Good. Couple more breaths going in this direction. And then let's change, go the other way. So good, starting to wake things up. You might even circle a little bit faster as we bring in some more movement here. Okay, and let's come back to center. You're gonna inhale, bring your chest forward, exhale, round. Good, again, inhale, forward, exhale, round. Good, pump it with your breath 3 more times. Move a little bit more quickly. Good, and let's take 2 more just for fun as we start to move and warm things up. Good. Come to center, place your right hand on the floor. Press this hand down and away from you as you reach your left arm up and over. So you can notice the difference. If you're not pressing your hand down, it's just sitting there and you're reaching over, that's fine. You're still going to get a stretch along your side body here. But if you take that hand that's on the floor, press it, spread your fingers, press it down and then away, it's actually going to give more space along your left side body. And from here, you can bring that top arm forward. You can bring it back. So now we're getting into the fascia, that connective tissue along our left side. Good, finding those spots and you can hang out there. Good, come back to center. Do some circles, some backstroke with that left shoulder and then bring it forward. Good, move the elbow, you can flex and extend and then circling the wrist, both directions, shake out the arm, good. And then place this hand on the floor, press the hand down and away from you. Reach your right arm up and over. Again, so without pressing, I go like this, but when I press down and away, it's creating more length, more stretch along my right side. And from here, you could bring your arm forward. You can bring it back, hanging out in those places that feels good. Okay, very nice. Back to the center. Bring your arm back and around. Some loose backstroke. This isn't really proper backstroke arms, but circling the shoulder, then bringing it forward. And getting into the elbow, just moving that joint, circling the wrists, warming things up. Good, shake it out. Nice. And then some half circles, ear to the shoulder, chin goes through the chest, ear to the second side. So just move a few times with the half circles. And then you can hang out on one side. And again, feel into the fascia, that stretch here on your neck. You might tilt your chin up or down, finding a good spot to hang out. Let that fascia begin to unravel. Good, and bring your chin through your chest, second side. Okay, so let's get into a T-bowl position. Here, have your knees under your hips, so they're hip distance apart. Your hands are under your shoulders, but they can be a little bit wider. Not too much wider, but if our hands are close, we're pretty closed in. If we open it up, we have more foundation, like a bigger foundation to play with. Spread your fingers, so spread them wide like rays of the sun. Place them down and root the fingertips and your finger pads into the floor. So the tips are right here, of course, and the pads are where they connect into the hand. So those 10 places on your fingers are sucking down onto the floor. Good, so from this position, you're gonna inhale, bring your gaze up. Exhale, round your body, look towards your belly button. And again, inhale, look up, arch, exhale, round. A couple more times, good, moving the spine. Round as you exhale, and then keep your foundation strong, but you can circle your hips. You can bring your shoulders beyond your fingertips. Really moving however you would like here to warm up your torso, warm up your spine, get things moving, but that foundation, which is any point of your body that touches the floor, your foundation is strong and stable here. Good, come back into a child's pose. Keep your arms reaching out in front of you. 3 breaths here into the back of your heart, so that space between your shoulder blades. Good, come back into a table. So hands are under your shoulders, a little bit wider, fingers spread. Tuck your toes and press into a downward facing dog. Now before you walk your down dog, just hold it here stable. Again, the fingers are spread. The fingertips and pads press into the floor. And your heels are working back towards the floor behind you. Keep a very slight bend in your elbows so that you're not hyperflexing here. You actually have a little bend, and it takes more strength in your arms to hold this down dog. And then you can slowly walk out your down dog. So bend one knee and then the next. If it feels good to walk it a little faster, you can go ahead and do so. And then pause, hold in downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands, place your left knee down, and take your left hand far off the side of your mat. Spin your right arm up and open towards the sky. And from here, bring that top arm down. Place both hands to the inside of your right foot and open your right knee out towards the side. So a nice lizard pose, a light lizard. Could even come up onto your fingertips if you don't want to go quite as deep right? If our hands are down or lower, we go deeper, but we could easily prop ourselves up, which actually feels really nice to open the chest a bit as we open up the inner thigh here. Good. Then place that right foot back down onto the floor. Come up with your hands to your hips, and then lift up. Low lunge. Good, and let's place our hands back onto the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank position, and then bring your knees to the floor. Keep a plank in your torso, so it's going to be straight and engaged. Bend your elbows to lower down, and inhale, cobra or up dog. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. And step your left foot forward, right knee to the earth, right hand off the side of your mat. It can be pretty far off the side as you twist your heart open towards the sky. Good. One more nice expansive breath here. And then exhale, hands come to the inside of your left foot. Left knee drops out to the side. Stay up on your hands. You could even lift onto your fingertips to elongate your spine, lift your chest. Or on the hands, whatever feels good here in this lizard position. I think it feels nice to move slow, but to still open up areas of our body, to still begin to strengthen parts of our body, but to at least begin in a slow and grounded, stable way. So our mind becomes calm as our body begins to open. Good. Bring that left foot flat onto the earth, hands to your hips, and then from here, reach them up. Place your hands on the floor. Remember the fingers are spread. And then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to a plank. Either keep your knees up or you can place them down like we did on the first round. Keep that plank position, so that engagement in your core, as you lower down. And inhale to cobra or an upward facing dog. We rise a little higher. Good. And then downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward again, left knee down, hands to your hips. So keeping that foundation, which will be the bottom of your right foot and your back knee and back toes, keep that connection, and then lift your arms up. Good. Left hand off the side of your mat. So in this little mini sequence, we're repeating some of the same postures, but there's some variations. So you can reach your right arm up, stay like that. Or if it's available, you can bend your back foot, hold your foot, and then open. So you're going to be opening the front of your shoulder here. If you're not quite holding your foot and you're reaching for it, leave your foot on the ground. Let your foundation be stable. And from there, expand into the first posture we did with the arm up to the sky. Good. Wherever you are, either release your foot, bring your hands to the inside of your front foot, bring your knee out to the side, so lizard again. Stay in the same position, or you can bring your forearms down onto a block or a bolster, or maybe they come onto the floor. So it's just your choice if you want to get deeper into what we just did, or just repeat what we did. And naturally, you're going to get a little bit deeper just because it's round 2. Okay, from here, come up, back onto your hands. Place your foot on the floor, hands to either side of your front foot, and then straighten your front leg. Draw your toes of this right foot back towards you and bow forward into a runner's stretch. So again, we're getting into the hamstrings. You might bring your toes to the left and to the right, finding some interesting places back there along the leg. Okay, good. Bend your knee, hands to the floor, downward facing dog, and left foot steps forward. Right knee to the floor. Keep that foundation, hands to the hips. Once you have that stability in your structure, you can reach your arms up and expand. Okay, very nice. Right hand off the side of your mat. You know where we're going. So left arm spins open. Option to just stay here and expand from this position, this repeated position, right? We can go a little further, or you could bend your back foot and pull it in, opening your thigh, your chest a bit further. The foot's floating, just place it down, reach up. Good. Let's release the foot, or just bring your hands down to the inside of your left foot, and left knee opens up. You can come onto your elbows. You could bring them onto a block. You could stay where you are. Taking our second lizard on the second side here. Okay, bring this foot back onto the floor, hands to either side of that front foot. Straighten your leg, flex your left toes back towards you as you bow forward, hamstring stretch. Bring your toes out to the left, turn them into the right. All right, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Come into a plank position. Either stay up on your hands with your fingers spread wide or lower onto your elbows, and we hold for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, knees to the floor. Bring your left arm parallel to the front of your mat and underneath your chest so you can prop yourself up. Right hand reaches back for the right foot. Again, if you have your strap, you could place that on your foot or just reach wherever you can. Use this front forearm to prop your chest up into the center of your mat. So you're not going to turn out over the side. Your torso just faces straight ahead. Good. Go ahead and release. We'll do the second side. So right forearm parallel to the front of your mat, under your chest. Reach back. So here, rather than me turning my chest out to the side, my chest and my gaze, where I'm looking, is going to go straight to the center of my mat. Okay, release. And here you can either repeat that or we'll take a wheel position. So you're going to hold your feet, and as you exhale, you kick up and back. We're not going to be here for too long, but we're warming up now. We're kind of more strengthening the back body. So go ahead and take a deep inhale. And then exhale, kick up and back. All the muscles along the back side of your body are engaged. So the glutes, the backs of the legs, and then the chest is stretching open here. Good. One more deep breath, kick up. And then exhale, lower down, and place your hands for downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Keep your left knee lifted. Bring your hands to your hips. And then lower that back knee down. Tap the mat. Press it to come back up. 2 more. Good. So we're strengthening now the legs. More of that foundation. And then hold here into a high lunge. And lift your arms up. Next, exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Good. Left foot steps forward. Keep the back toes tucked under, lift up, hands to the hips, and then 3 times where you lower that back knee, press down, engage your glutes as you come back up. Third time, we hold in a high lunge and lift your arms up. Then next, exhale, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Come into a plank. Either stay up high or come onto your elbows, and we hold for 20 more seconds. I'll count in my head, but go ahead, draw your belly button to the back of your spine. So you're in a nice, strong plank position. Good. About halfway there. All right, and lower down. Good. Cobra or upward facing dog, and downward facing dog again. Right foot steps forward, keep the left knee lifted, hands to the hips, same thing. We lower 3 times, lift up and engage the glutes. from here, lift the arms up. Good, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, rise up, hands to the hips, and we lower down, lift up 2 more times. So repeating things help us to build our earth element, which is our foundation. Because we start to become more familiar with it, there becomes more of a rhythm, and our foundation is stronger. Lift your arms up. Good, exhale, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Plank position onto the forearms or stay lifted 30 seconds. Aim for 20 to 30. So the same thing that you just did, or we're gonna add 10 more on. Good. Draw your belly button to the back of your spine. About 10 seconds in. Good, so that's the 20-second mark. If you have 10 more in you, go ahead and hold. We are almost done. Good, lower down, cobra or up dog, and downward facing. Nice flow. Right foot steps forward. Come up with your hands to your hips, and then change your foundations. Your legs will be in a warrior 2 stance. Front knee is stacked right on top of your ankle, and back foot's parallel to the back of your mat. Keeping this foundation, just simply float your arms up. That's all you need to do here. And then tone your arms, so hug your muscles to the bone. Bring your gaze over your front fingertips. Next, inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. And exhale, side angle. 2 more times here, moving with your breath. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Good, windmill the hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. And then we'll do the second side. So left foot steps forward. Come up with your hands to your hips. And then change your legs so that you are in warrior 2. Create that stable foundation. Root down. Float your arms up. As simple as that. And then hug your muscles to the bones on the arms so you're toning them. Gaze looks out over your front fingertips. Next, inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, side angle. And again. Good, windmill your hands to the front of your mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Onto your knees into a child's pose. Or if you're feeling strong, we're going to take a 20-second plank. So your choice. I will count for the plank. If you're in child's, rest fully here. Good, almost done with the plank. All right, lower down. Let's all roll over onto our backs. Feet on the floor. Now work your core, so work your belly towards the floor. Lift your legs so that your knees are over your hips and your feet are out. So this is one where we might start to arch like this and lift our low back. We actually want to draw our belly button in so our low back is on the floor. So if there's a little mouse running around the room, it can't get under our back. Good. Then from here, you're going to extend your right leg. Right hand goes to the left knee, and the left hand goes above your head. That sounds very complicated, but it's really just the opposite side. So kind of like a bicycle. So now it's the left hand crosses over to the right knee as the opposite side extends. So these we move really slow, and we draw our core, our belly button, back towards the floor. So move with me. Again, it's opposite hand to opposite knee, and then the other sides just extend out. Good, let's do 4 more. Nice and slow. The slower that you go, the more difficult that it is. So if you've already completed your 4, take a couple more. Nice and slow pace. Good. There we go. So now back to the starting position. Core to the floor. Either stay here, you're still going to have some engagement in core workout, or extend your legs out and lift your back body up just a little bit. Hollow body hold for about 10 seconds. So we're halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower down. Roll over. Take a downward facing dog. Now again, check your foundation here. The fingers are spread, and the fingertips and finger pads press into the earth. Keep a slight bend in your elbows so that you have to use the strength of your arms to hold you here. It's not dependent on you resting on the joints. It's the muscles that are holding you here. Good. Heels work back towards the floor. Connect with your foundation. The foundation is any part of our body that touches the earth. So it's our feet, our hands. Good work. Step your right foot forward. Gain your stability. Come up with your hands to your hips. And then switch your legs again. Warrior 2. Gain your foundation. Float your arms up. Gaze comes over your front fingertips. Reverse the warrior. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Let's switch it over into a side angle. And then from here, straighten your front leg. You can keep a micro bend in the knee again, so we're not resting everything on the joint. We have some muscular energy. Right hand can go to your leg, to the floor or a block. And we come into triangle posture. Nice expansive position here. Opening the heart, twisting open as we keep our foundation solid, right? We got to keep our feet rooted, our legs strong as we reach up and open. Okay, bend that front knee, hands to the floor, and step back, downward facing dog. And we'll take the second side, so left foot steps forward. I'm just rotating myself here. Good. You're going to come up with your hands to your hips, then switch your legs. So we're going to be a warrior 2. Right, so the front knee is stacked on top of the ankle, back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Then float your arms up. and look over your front fingertips. Reverse warrior. And come into a side angle. Then extend your front leg, hand to the floor, or your leg is fine. And open it up into a triangle. Good. Let's windmill your hands to the front of the mat. Bend your front knee. Step back, downward facing dog. And then walk your feet to the front of your mat. Have them parallel and hip distance apart. Good. Root down into the four corners of your feet. So under your big toe, under your little toe, and the two sides of your heels. Those spots suck down into the floor. Inhale and come halfway up. Bring your gaze forward. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, come all the way up. Arms overhead. Reach up and exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Take a moment to pause here. Believe it or not, this is the first time that we're actually standing upright for this whole class. We've been really close to the floor and grounded in lunge positions, and now we're standing up. Whole new world. Good. Root down through your feet. Just 3 simple breaths here where when you inhale, you're going to lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring them to prayer. Good. 2 more times. Reach up. This is a great time to remember your intention for this class. And exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Again, inhale, reach up, open, expand. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then bring your palms by your side, face forward. Close your eyes. And take inventory on how your body, how your mind, how your emotions feel right now. How do your feet feel? Are they grounded and stable? The legs, the hips, the shoulders, the mind. Just do a quick scan through your body. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Fold forward and step back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale to a high push-up or a plank position. And let's take between 10, let's just go for 10 seconds here. We kind of went up the ladder with timing and now we're going down. So just 10 seconds, about 6 more to go. Good. Lower down. Roll over onto your back. Place your feet on the floor. See that you can just touch the backs of your ankles here. It could just be your middle finger, your longest finger that can touch the back of your ankles so you know where you are. Good. Feet are hip distance apart. Press them down. And as we exhale, we lift the glutes 10 times. So we inhale, we go down. And when we exhale, we lift up, we squeeze the glutes. So press the feet into the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Good. Strengthening our lower body. Strengthening our core as well. 6 more to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep them lifted. Walk your shoulder blades under your back, interlace your fingers, and here we hang out in bridge pose. Good. Press your feet down. Glutes are still squeezed. They don't have to be quite as tight as when we're doing those exercises, but enough to keep yourself lifted into this bridge position. Good. Release your hands, walk them out, lower down. Take a full breath here, and then we're going in for another round of 10. Good. So set yourself up, press the feet down. As you exhale, go ahead, exhale. Lift your hips, inhale, lower. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 5 more to go. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. That was actually 4, so let's do another 1 for number 0. Good. Lowering down. And then here, your choice. If you want to go up and take another bridge like we just did, lift your hips again and do that. If you want to take a wheel, then place your hands on either side of your head, and we'll move with me with the breath. So the first breath, we inhale, and exhale, lift your hips. That's it. Exhale here. Inhale. Come to the top of your head and replace your hands as you need to. Third inhale, straighten your arms, lift up. And good. As you're ready, come on down. Take the soles of your feet together, knees apart. Rest here, receive the benefits of that posture. Good. Option to take one more. So again, it could be a bridge like we've been doing, or another wheel. Again, if you're taking wheel, I'm going to walk you through the instructions to get there a little more slowly. Good. So as you inhale, lift your hips, and exhale, stay here. Inhale, come to the top of your head, replace your hands and stay here. Third inhale, straighten your arms. Whenever you're ready, come on down. Soles of your feet together, knees apart. Close your eyes. So bring your feet onto the floor, set them up like how they just were. And we'll take a figure 4 or a pigeon. So I'll start with the figure 4 since we're already in this position. Right ankle crosses over the left knee. Left arm reaches behind, right arm reaches through the legs. Hold, pull back. If you want to take a pigeon pose, you'll bring that right foot forward. It's kind of like an L shape here. Start upright at first, and then you can bow forward. So we'll be here for just a little bit, but enough to start to bring the energy down and get into these yummy hip openers, because these postures can feel so good. It can be nice to just hang out in them for a little bit as we begin to bring our energy down, descend. Good, so hanging out here can be nice. Another way to help the fascia to unwind and unravel. We'll just be here a few more breaths before switching sides. Good, let's go ahead and switch sides. So if you're in figure 4, just switch your legs. Pigeon, go ahead, bring your left leg forward. Your right leg back behind you. Start upright as you get your legs in proper position. And then from here you can bow forward. Good, a few more breaths here. Okay, come on out of that posture. We'll come up into a seat. Take your legs wide. And here, do that same adjustment that we did at the very beginning of class, where you're taking your glutes and rolling them out, and you're taking your inner thigh and rolling it in. So you're creating more space. So do it on both sides and just notice how it creates more space. This can also be one to sit up on a blanket or a pillow to lift your hips. But again, we'll do that same adjustment. So take the glutes out, the thighs in. Good, it's a strong adjustment. You're rotating your bones to get your sit bones closer to the earth. Keep your hands either behind you to stay upright, or you can bring them in front and bow forward. Have your toes flexing up towards the sky and towards you. So not pointed like this, but they're going to be pulling in. Good practice today. Okay, come on up. Scoop underneath your knees to assist them, bend them in. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Same adjustment. Roll your glutes out. Roll your glutes out. Lengthen your spine and bow forward. Your hands can be on your knees, they could be on your shins or maybe your feet. No need to pull yourself into this posture though. This is one where we just bow forward and we let the fascia along our back body to unravel. We don't need to pull and stretch here, just allow it to unfold. Okay, slowly come on back up. And then make your way onto your back. So feet are extended in front of you, palms open to the sky. And here I invite you, if there's any last postures that you would like to do, go ahead and do them here. And then we're going to rest fully into Shavasana. I'll stick with you during this Shavasana so you can feel free to fully let go and receive the benefits of this posture. And then I'll guide you up and out when we're complete. So make yourself comfortable. Finish up any last asanas. And then we'll enter Shavasana together. So here in Shavasana, I invite you to envision those roots growing out of your back body. So all the places on your body that touch the floor, the earth beneath you, that it's growing these roots that go all the way down to the core, to the very center of this planet, and wrap themselves around that point. So there's a really strong, rooted, and grounded connection to this earth and to your body. And keeping that rooted connection as you inhale, expand through your heart, your torso, your chest. And then exhale, reroot. Inhale, the breath expands and opens. And exhale, ground down. I welcome you to use this visualization in Shavasana, or to simply allow yourself to fully let go and just receive the benefits of the practice here in Shavasana. Bring your awareness into your breath. Begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale, making your breath even more expansive and full. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And then do some circles in your wrists and ankles. And give a stretch to your body if that feels good. As you make your way onto your right side, resting in fetal position, keeping your eyes closed. And then press your hands into the floor to come up into a seated position. Make yourself comfortable here. So if you started on a bolster or a block, go ahead and sit up on something so that your hips are lifted. Move slowly, gently. Pull your glutes out from under you. Place your hands on your thighs as you keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart center and recall your intention for this class. And then notice how your body feels. If you feel more grounded, stronger, softer, more open. Notice how your mind feels. If it's more still and calm. May you stay grounded and rooted in your life practice so that you can expand and be open to something so much bigger than just ourselves. Yet let's start with the body. We start by taking care of the body because that's our foundation. That's our home base here. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.